Hey everyone, Cruising with JT here, and today I'm sharing with you why I decided to cancel my inaugural cruise on board Utopia of the Seas for next summer, July 2024. Here we go. And be sure to hit that like button, everyone, and if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel and also enable those notifications. Alright everyone, so I wanted to first start out by saying that my cancellation has to do with my own personal choice and nothing to do with Royal Caribbean. I love Royal Caribbean more than any other cruise line, as many folks know. I'm loyal to Royal, and I would totally go on this cruise if it weren't for certain reasons. As you guys may remember, I actively promoted and got others excited about the Utopia inaugural cruise even before it was released for booking, so while making this decision wasn't easy, I felt it was the best thing to do for me. So when Utopia of the Seas came out for booking a day early on June 21st in the evening, when it was originally supposed to come out on June 22nd, I immediately jumped on it and contacted my travel agent to get me booked first thing. I even made a breaking news video to my followers letting them know so they could jump on the early rates and lock them in before they skyrocketed. To my surprise, my agent already had me booked in the same inside room for both sailings, the 4-night inaugural leaving on July 22nd, 2024, and the 3-nighter right afterwards on July 26, 2024, for a total of 7 nights. I knew that coming from Seattle, a 4-night cruise out of Florida, especially on an Oasis-class ship, wasn't worth it, so I had to book the back-to-back to make it 7 nights. Plus, who doesn't want to go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay twice in a week? While the excitement for booking was extremely high and everyone was jumping around like it was Christmas morning, I quickly realized after I booked that I was likely way overpaying for my room. To give you some perspective, one of the main reasons I canceled was because of the solo rate for my inside room on Utopia of the Seas for 7 nights was incredibly high. For a solo cruiser, as you know, it can be very expensive. My total cost was double what I paid for Wonder of the Seas inaugural back in March of 2022, and that was for an ocean view balcony. So for example, let's say my Wonder of the Seas ocean view balcony room was $2,000 for 7 nights for being a solo cruiser. My Utopia of the Seas inside room, that's right, inside room, for 7 nights was $4,000 for a solo cruiser. I had just secured the room to lock in rates before they went up, but the rates were so outrageously high already. I had no choice but to sit on the idea for a few weeks and then decide if I was going to cancel or not. After I recently returned from a cruise where I scored a great deal, I realized that I was paying way too much for this Utopia of the Seas inaugural. Even my Icon of the Seas inaugural cruise is less than Utopia of the Seas, and my family and I are staying in an ocean view balcony room, compared to my inside room on Utopia of the Seas. I love inaugural cruise experiences, and the Wonder of the Seas inaugural back in March of 2022 was a blast, and I had so much fun hanging out with so many influencers and content creators, which is why I booked Icon of the Seas in January 2024, so my family can experience it as well. But after the pricing became so high for Utopia, as much as I want to go, I can't justify paying that much, even as a content creator on YouTube. Utopia will just have to wait, and I'll have to go on it some other time. So instead of going solo, I'm going to go with my family at a later time when the rates come down just a bit. But don't worry, I'm still going on Icon of the Seas inaugural in January 2024, in case you're wondering, and this just means that we're going to have double the fun on Icon since JT won't be on the inaugural for Utopia of the Seas. But on Icon of the Seas, I'll be there representing, having fun with awesome content creators, and bringing you live coverage daily on YouTube. It's going to be iconic. Another reason I decided to cancel was because Utopia is very similar to Wonder of the Seas, like 95% the same. Sure, there are some differences, but they are very small in the overall view of things. When Wonder of the Seas came out, it was like a super Oasis-class ship, so I had to go. And Icon of the Seas, well, it's a new class of ship, so that speaks for itself. One of the most common reasons why folks don't book inaugurals is because, well, outside of the crazy pricing, shows and other experiences on board may not be completed. And while that wasn't the reason I decided to cancel, it did make me think a little bit. When I went on Wonder of the Seas inaugural, I really cared about just being on the ship. And while most of the shows weren't ready and props were missing from the ice show and so on, it didn't take away from my enjoyment. I loved Wonder for what it was, and being one of the first to sail on the new Super Oasis class ship was kind of cool. Utopia of the Seas may or may not be ready when it comes to sailing in July of 2024, and if it is, that's great, but if it's not, that's okay too. And I'll just catch the shows and onboard experiences when I go on it sometime in the future. I thoroughly enjoyed the Wonder Cruise from a content creator perspective, and I got a pretty good deal on it as well for 7 nights. I mean, $300 per night for a solo cruiser in a balcony room on a Super Oasis class ship is a pretty good deal in my opinion. For Utopia, I just wasn't ready to pay $600 per night for an inside room. Now, if Royal Caribbean reaches out to me and wants to send me on Utopia of the Seas inaugural for a media experience, I would totally be open for that. Wink, wink. So I'm curious to hear from you. Are you going on the Utopia of the Seas inaugural, or are you waiting it out due to the pricing and other reasons? Some folks may just do the 4-nighter, but coming from Seattle, a 4-nighter doesn't make sense for me. While I know I'm going to miss a lot of the fun experience with everyone on the Inaugural, I'm happy to save a ton of money and go some other time with my family and still bring you some awesome Utopia the Seas content. One thing I've learned about cruising content is that everyone loves different perspectives no matter when you go. Icon of the Seas is an exception given it's the first Icon class ship. Kind of like Wonder of the Seas was the first in its kind of super Oasis class ship. Leave me your thoughts and questions below. Until next time, this is Cruising with JT. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you again real soon. Take care, everyone. And a special shout out to all my Patreon and YouTube members. Thank you so much for your additional support. If you'd like to become a Patreon or YouTube member, I'll include the links in the description below. It's basically a behind the scenes view of Cruising with JT and special access to various benefits and perks and inside information into my upcoming videos. So if you do decide to join, I truly appreciate your support. This video is sponsored by MEI Travel. Feel free to reach out to me at cruisingwithjt@gmail.com and I'll get you connected to my travel agent at MEI Travel. She'll take great care of you, and I'll also include the information in the description below. Thank you so much.